What is up, bros? Me, Josh here, bringing you a quick video over the Tier 7 German battleship, the Gneisenau. Now, I am loving playing this ship. I honestly think this is the best Tier 7 battleship in the game right now. I'm sorry, Nagato fans. I'm sorry, Colorado fans. You have your strengths. You have your weaknesses. I'm even sorry, Scharnhorst, because Scharnhorst is kind of just like a big cruiser. Let's be honest. I think that the Gneisenau is the best battleship at Tier 7. I really enjoy playing this ship. I've loved playing this ship, and I'm really excited that this kind of ship is in the line. This is honestly a ship that I could play all day. I think up tiers very well. I think it down tiers amazing. I mean, it's insane at top tier. Going against 8s, it's awesome. The German line I'm actually loving a lot. But let's dive in to this amazing Tier 7 battleship, and we'll jump right at the health. 58,200 life. It's the second highest life pool for Tier 7 battleships, just getting outshined by the Nagato. It's good, and especially because you aren't really taking citadels that much, and that's because of the type of armor that it has. It's rocking 25 millimeters to 350. Now, this, I mean, the armor is so good. It's insane, and it's so hard to citadel these ships. It really, really is. And so that's why I think this line is so much fun to play. You have a hard time getting citadeled. You can kind of show broadside a bit more. Yeah, you're gonna take a big hit, but you like a broadside Nagato is gonna get much more punished than a broadside Gneisenau. Colorado, same thing. You're not gonna get that that 2-3 citadel shot on you. So you can kind of be more aggressive, and I love being aggressive in this ship. And I think this mainly goes to the armor. So torpedo protection at 24%, which is relatively solid. Now the main battery. These things hit so hard. I love it. But there's only 6 of them, 3 sets of 2. So that's one of the downsides. I think honestly this ship has 2 downsides, and it has to deal with the guns, but I think that's also its strength as well. 3 sets of 2, reload at 26 seconds, so it has one of the fastest reloads besides the Scharnhorst at Tier 7, and a 19.5 kilometer range. The secondaries are also insane at 7.2. That's with AFT. I'm working on a 15-point captain, so we'll have the secondary, the manual secondaries, which will really, really help, and the secondaries are insane. I love this ship. You can brawl, you can punish. I love it. 7.2, it helps you with destroyers, helps you with other battleships, keeping them on fire, and with its speed, you can kind of chase people down, kind of burn them down, and LE giggle at them. But 3 sets of 2. Kind of a downside. 26-second reload, which is the upside. Dispersion. Literally, I think the 2 downsides of the ship, and the only 2 downsides are 1, only 6 shells going out, and 2, a dispersion that I would consider a Tirpitz or a German battleship dispersion. It's kind of all over the place. Sometimes you get a really good shot. Sometimes you completely miss. But I think more than often you're going to hit, and if you do hit because of 380 millimeters, you're going to do good damage. So it's one of those ships that just keep firing like on reload, and you're going to do good damage. Even at like an angled battleship, an angled cruiser, just fire because you will do damage. Now I've noticed on destroyers and even some cruisers, you tend to get a lot of overpens, which is kind of a downside with the bigger shells. But I'm really, really, really liking this ship a lot. It just does an insane amount of damage. 11,600 damage for the AP shells. 34% chance of fire at 4,400 each for HE shells. Only 6 shells going out, but they hit like trucks, guys. Trust me. Just keep firing with this ship. You're going to miss a few shots. The dispersion's going to get you mad a couple times, but it's so worth. This ship can just punish other battleships, punish cruisers, punish everything. Enjoy the guns. Yes, there's only 6 of them, but enjoy them. They're monsters. I love this ship. I can't say it enough. But like I said, main bat of 19.5, so I think it's like actually the third. The Nagato beats it, and the Scharnhorst beats it. But other than that, it's a pretty good range, even up tiers really well in my opinion. Torpedoes, 2 sets of 3, 1 on each side, and these things are amazing. It's kind of just like a Tirpitz. Doing a decent amount of damage at 13,700 damage each, 64 knots at 6 kilometers. They are really good at charging your secondaries. This is kind of that 1-2 punch. Your secondaries, especially if you have manual control on them, can set the ship on fire, hopefully force the repair, then you have torpedoes, you can absolutely wreck them, and with your speed of the ship, it does a really, really good job. Also, another amazing thing that I love about this ship is while you're clicking on other ships to focus your secondaries, your AA is going to shoot down almost everything in the sky, almost an 80% AA rating with only AFT and BFT. I'm not even spec'd for AA, I'm not anything. The AA on this line is so nuts, even starting down at the Koenig and the Kaiser for those tiers at the tier 4 and 5. They even have an insane AA rating for their tiers. And the Baron at tier 6 has a really good A. This line is just it's crazy. It has like, in my opinion, some of the hardest hitting guns. It has the best AA for this tier. It has insane, I don't know. It's just the best secondaries, best AA, in my opinion, really, really good guns, best armor, the best of the best. I'm loving this line. If you guys haven't started this line, I would definitely start and enjoy it. Your A is going to kick in at 6.2. Remember, that is with AFT, and you're kind of a no-fly zone. I mean, you can shoot down 10, 15, 20 planes if he's going to stay by you, and it's crazy. Maximum speed, 32 knots. The German battleships tend to be relatively quickly, especially when you get to kind of the higher tiers. 32 knots, you can chase down almost every battleship. Going to the Colorado, 21 knots. Going to the Nagato, 25 knots. You will catch these guys, and you will punish these guys, especially when you can kind of chase them down and use your torpedoes and secondaries. So, Gneisenau, 32 knots, you're as fast as an Iowa. Doing a really, really good job. Rotor shift 11.8 and turning the circle of 830. I guess one other downside is the detection range. Remember, I'm not going to be running Concealment Expert on this build, although I have a Torpedo's Captain that runs Concealment Expert. I will not be running it on this line. I'm working on the Secondary Captain because I want it for the Bismarck, because that thing's insane. You all know that if you've ever seen any videos on it, and I will be making a video on that in the future. I just don't have the ship yet. And the detection's kind of high, 15.2, so you're kind of detected the whole time, so probably, I guess, one of the 3 downsides of the ship. Other than that, it is it. Captain skills, I'm going to be running a secondary build captain. Pretty simple, basic firing training, expert marksmanship, vigilance, AFT, and then the manual secondaries. And then at 16 points, I will go back to basic survivability, or maybe I'll save up for, let's say, superintendent or something like that, but probably basic survivability, and then it takes so long to get the 16 and 7, or the 17, 18 points, so maybe I'll redo it something high alert, or probably superintendent, something like that. But that's the main build I'm going to go: basic firing training, extra marksmanship, vigilance, AFT, and the manual fire. That thing will just be insane. You could easily go with concealment expert, but I think that's the best way to go. Modules on this ship, I'm running premiums, of course. Well, I actually do, I guess, have the secondary main. Well, that's just secondary, though. That's not AA. Main armament 1, I think it's pretty solid. The main bats, you just don't want them to ever go out. I am running the secondary, giving you a bit extra range on that. I think that's awesome for this ship. 7.2, that's really good. I took the less chance of flooding and fire, and main the steering gears for the battleship. Now, I am absolutely loving playing this ship. One, you can be aggressive. I tend not to be too aggressive of a player. I tend not to charge too much. But with this ship, I know that I can push and not get punished too bad. Because you just, I mean, yes, you can Citadel German battleships. It's there. But it's very rare. You can kind of, you know, all right, well, I got one guy on this side, I got one guy on that side. I can kind of give one broadside to one guy. I will get punished a little bit, but not the same as I was, like, say, a Nagato, a Colorado. And while you're pumping out Citadel after Citadel in relatively close range, they are wishing they could do more damage to you. You can force them to kind of move away, to chase away, and just kind of burn them down with your secondaries. I've had that a lot, too, in a chase situation, because you are just so much faster, and you can pump out so many more shells because of the faster reload. And I've actually noticed decent ability to kind of front on battle if you do kind of get into that, especially being like up tiered a little bit. With 2/3 of your guns being pointing forward, you can actually start punishing other battleships a lot. You have a faster reload, and you have really, really big shells. So you can really, really punish those guys. And like I said, going against any destroyers, you can absolutely rip them up. You know, you're getting into tier 7, so you're getting into Mahan, Hatsu, kind of that 9, 10 kilometer range. But you have a relatively agile ship, relatively skinny ship. So you can kind of, one, run away from destroyers, because you're actually probably faster than some of those destroyers, and you can kind of just beat the ever-living hell out of them with your secondaries. You click on them, they're going to be taking lots of damage, forcing them to repair, making them run away. If I'm seeing a German battleship pushing up, I mean, you're going to be kind of scared, because they just have an insane survivability with the turtle back armor, and not being able to get citadeled. Yeah, I mean, you're going to burn to a crisp, and you're going to do all that, but so will every battleship. but you will just pump out damage. I love being aggressive in these ships, and you can really lead the charge. Now, of course, don't overextend because you will get punished because you are a battleship, and a coordinated team can absolutely burn you down, force you repair, then you're absolutely like screwed. Uh, but this thing can pump out a ton of damage. It's an absolute cruiser killer. It's an absolute battleship destroyer. I mean, it's such a well-rounded line, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. Like I said, it has insane guns, crazy AA. I mean, in my opinion, this is the strongest battleship line in the game. Now, I know a lot of people are saying like the Colorado's better at tier 7. I think that's probably like the only one I've really kind of heard. I mean, the Colorado has really crazy good armor, but the thing about the Colorado or the Nagato, not so much the Scharnhorst. The Scharnhorst can be really annoying in the ship, but like the other two main lines, like the Nagato and the Colorado, the thing is, people are like, well, my Colorado or Nagato will just, I'll just outrange you, and I'll just be able to pump damage out you, and you'll never hit me. Well, yeah, I will hit you with this ship because I'm so much faster than you. I will chase you down. Yes, the dispersion outside 15, 16 kilometers isn't the best, but the best thing about this ship is you are so fast that you can chase other ships down. I'm like 11 knots faster than the Colorado. You think the Colorado's gonna be able to run for an entire game? There's no way. There's no way. This ship is just a monster. You're going to be able to close the range. Like I said, any battleship, German battleship, is the best 15 and under. I think that's always been the case. You're not like a NorCal or an Iowa or any kind of those ships that can just snipe from a long range, because you do have a big dispersion to deal with. But you have speed, you have agility, you have torpedoes, you have secondaries. Use them, abuse them. You have a fast reload. I'm loving that part of this line. You can chase those battleships down and punish others on the way as well. One thing I've done a lot too is actually keep whatever battleship or whatever in front of you, and then focus on stuff to the sides, because they're going to be bouncing shells off you, kind of shooting. They're going to have to shoot at your superstructure, but the troll armor on these battleships is really awesome from your point of view. You're going to be bouncing shells all over the place. Keep a decent angle, and you'll be able to kind of, one, focus on two, get your secondaries on the battleship that you're chasing down, or if you're close enough, and just start shooting at other stuff. You have that potential. Then once you close the range, you have a really, really, really good torpedo arc, and you can be very aggressive with your angles on torpedoes as well. Force one torpedo set out, and then have the other guy turn the other way. He might give you a good broadside. He might give you a good angle for some more torps, because no matter what, if it's the Colorado or the Nagato, they're not going to be as agile as you, and they're going to get wrecked by those torpedoes at some point. If not giving you a good broadside, they'll get punished. So, a really cool thing about this line. I'm really loving it, guys. Like I said, I think it's the best tier 7 battleship in the game. The Scharnhorst is good in situations, but for the actual tree battleship between the Japanese, USN, and the Germans, I'm loving the Gneisenau. It's crazy. Only 6 guns, but they sure pack a punch, and this thing is so much fun to play. I think it's one of my highest average damage ships so far, and I really hope you guys are enjoying the line and this ship in general too. I know there's some. This is a ship you either love or you hate, and I think it's more love than hate. But that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck out there in the games. I hope you guys are enjoying the Gneisenau, because it's amazing. And I will see you guys next time with a Bismarck video. And good luck out there, guys. See ya.